The Electoral College is an abomination. For obvious reasons.
James Wilson is sort of a shadowy figure to most. I mean, if you ask 500 Americans, they would never have heard of him. He did the one thing that we wish he hadn't done at the convention. He came up with the Electoral College.
The Electoral College is a group of people called together for one purpose, to decide who's going to be president.
You can think of the Electoral College as a compromise on top of a compromise on top of a compromise.
Your number of electors is your number of senators plus your number of House members. So Southerners will get some slave representation in the small states. Because every state gets 2 senators, is going to do a little better in the Electoral College than they do in the House.
The founders themselves were not in love with the Electoral College. It was defective from the beginning. We have a problem that a minority of the population, because of the structure of the Electoral College, in some cases, over the objections of the majority, is ruling the majority.
I'm one who finds virtue in the Electoral College. And it's not just because I come from a smaller state, Arizona, that may benefit more than a larger state like California. It emphasizes our system of federalism. We are not a direct democracy, we're a representative democracy. The states have considerable power. The states run elections. That is a good thing to decentralize that kind of power.
This is an illegal settler within the Palestinian territories.
Now maybe you'll see him with the normal uniform, but in the night he wear the soldier uniform, and he come back and start searching houses and interrogating people.
He is one among hundreds of thousands of people who migrated from either Israel or abroad to assist in the active colonization of Palestine's West Bank, which begins less than 20 miles east of the Gaza Strip. He lives in a makeshift compound or an outpost settlement above a Palestinian village with a group of mostly teenagers who spend their free time attacking, terrorizing, sometimes killing and burning the homes of Palestinians at all hours of the night and day for reasons of their own.
Don't give a shit. So a settler is a person who decided to move to Palestine from the United States or any other part of the world because they are privileged that they have a Jewish roots in their families.
Isn't it technically in violation of the 1967 agreement for these settlements to exist?
Yes, exactly. And today when you hear in the news about what they call it the two-state solution, it's just a bullshit.
We must chart a course for a two-state solution.
There can be a better future.
France is pushing a three-pronged plan to make statehood a reality.
يعني قد ما حكينا وبنطلب في العالم انها يعني تساعدنا، ما حدا مساعدنا على انه بس يردعوا عنا. اليوم الصبحيات دعسوا من الدواجن بطة، وقبل فترة دعسوا كلاب وغنم، وكانوا يجيبوا لنا فطايس من عندهم يفطسنا ويرموا لنا اياها من باب الدور.
Palestinian communities, brutal assaults caught on camera. Oh, come on. Drawing international criticism.
Whenever you see videos of settlers attacking villages around here, where are these settlers coming from? Are they coming from nearby colonies, different countries, from inside the state of Israel itself?
You know, most of these settlers are actually coming from abroad.
Our pre-production advisor, who has extensive experience filming settlers, told us that while quite dangerous, we'd be safe around them as long as we kept the cameras rolling.
Your camera will have an almost prophylactic effect, to some extent a cone of safety, because the settlers and the IDF who are protecting them don't want to be filmed.
At this exact moment, he is thought to be brandishing a firearm, likely a handgun provided by the Israeli army at the direction of the country's Minister of National Security, Itamar Ben-Gvir, an outspoken religious supremacist who believes in the total annexation of historic Judea, as it was once called within the Kingdom of Israel over 2,700 years ago.
Welcome to Israel. We are the landlords. They came with much pride, as big heroes. Look at how they look now. not heroes, and not anything. Terror supporters.
Itamar Ben-Gvir taunts activists who'd been detained from a Gaza aid flotilla.
Well, what happened was post-October 7th, Ben-Gvir authorized the release of larger numbers of high-caliber firearms, so virtually all the adults in the West Bank would have qualified for a kind of machine gun. So they were just awash with these guns, and you know, thinly supervised at best.
طبعا هذا العمل العادي يعني احنا هذا بنهتمش فيه كثير جدا هذا لانه روتين عادي.
The villagers say they're doing their best to ignore the kid because taking the bait in any way could be a fatal mistake. The settler, they say, is on an intimidation run, hoping to provoke a reaction of some kind, after which he'll call in the army and have people arrested.
In a few minutes, maybe he will go there and he will call the army, the IOF. Yeah. And he will tell them, he will just lie, like people are attacking me and there is also visitors also try to attacking me, so to make it more complicated for the people here.
هو الحين حزمق وزعل عشان احنا ما سوينا اشي.
مو قتلوا كل شيء، اي شيء بيشوفوه بيعتقلوه، وحشي ولا زي اي شيء بيلقوه بياخذوه.
Villagers say that the Israeli soldiers who arrive shortly after to make baseless arrests are typically just outpost settlers themselves in different outfits, which may seem a bit strange unless you get what this whole routine is about. It's about clearing the area by any means necessary. And as for the settlers, they've been given a broader license to kill than Klansmen who enacted racial terror in the American South after the Civil War, with 95% of police investigations immediately dismissed and not a single jail sentence ever handed down to an Israeli settler involved in the murder of a Palestinian.
He can do whatever he wants. He can raid this motorbike or whatever. He can have sheep. He can build wherever he wants. He can do whatever he wants.
And all of this, and I mean all of this, is funded by U.S. tax dollars.
I think it's allowed us to do enormous things.
That really is a great honor.
But on a brighter note, welcome to our Palestine series. You're watching Channel 5. These episodes were arranged in collaboration with the Lajee Center in Bethlehem.
This is Lajee Center. Lajee is Arabic word. Projects here. The circus school, which is at the moment there is a training for the circus school. Also here we have also boxing classes, training it happened here.
The boxing gym called Aklai is ran by both Palestinian and Irish volunteers.
Aklai is helped by a friend from Ireland, Allah, which is he's supposed to be with us, but he was banded for 5 years. In the last time he tried to enter Palestine.
So Anla from Ireland, just mentioned, is the biological brother of Kneecap frontman Magali Bop and was our initial hired fixer for this journey.
Just left for a bit of a walk on the nature walk, just across the road from Aklai.
But crossing over into Palestine from Jordan was no easy task, and one that took over 8 hours despite covering less than 2 miles in distance. Through a grueling customs process that involves 3 checkpoints, 2 buses, 3 bag checks, and a final individual interrogation by a border agent from Israel, where you're essentially given a vibe check, asked a couple questions, and if they don't like your answers, you're banned from both Palestine and Israel for 5 years. During my interrogation, I told him that I was headed to party in Tel Aviv because of the repressive atmosphere of anti-Semitism in the U.S. dating market. He bought the story and let me in. But Anla from Ireland decided to keep it real and not lie. He was slapped with a 5-year ban and sent back to Belfast, leaving us in the trusted hands of our driver and tour guide, Musa, who was born and raised in Palestine's Aida refugee camp.
Hello, welcome to Aida refugee camp. Today is about 5,000 people live in this camp. Half of this number are young people and children. Aida refugee camp is the same story of all the Palestinian refugees camp, was established in 1950 after the catastrophe in 1948.
Aida was initially established by the United Nations shortly after the Nakba or the catastrophe of 1948, which the Israelis called the War of Independence.
The Jewish state will include the ports of Haifa and Tel Aviv.
It began when 5 Arab nations launched attacks on Jewish cities and settlements within Palestine, most of which had been under colonial British rule through the Balfour Declaration, until it expired on the midnight of May 14th, 1948.
Britain's civic administration is expected to withdraw by May.
The State of Israel, or the Jewish state, date was declared the very next morning, along the lines of a partition plan approved by the UN a year prior.
The plan was accepted by 33 votes to 13.
This sparked outrage within the Arab world, jump-starting an inevitable conflict and causing Jordan, Iraq, Lebanon, Syria, and their Palestinian counterparts to invade, but they were not successful. Israel ultimately won the war, and as a means of collective punishment, they created the Nakba, the catastrophe, forcing 750,000 Palestinians from their homes and onto places like the West Bank and Gaza Strip.
Here, 27 names of the villages, which is the families who live in Aida camp they came originally from. For lots of families, they're still keeping the key, and even though they know all their houses destroyed in 1948, but it still gives them a hope that one day they will back again to their home.
Do you know which village in particular on the occupation side your family first came from?
Yeah. Beit Jibrin.
Beit Jibrin was just one of around 400 villages depopulated during the Nakba. Today, it is a totally renamed kibbutz.
Welcome to Beit Jibrin,
which is the Israeli version of a socialist commune, completely inaccessible to any Palestinian.
I always heard about it from my grandparents in my childhood. They used to tell us lots of stories about how was life, how many lands they owned there. That's a graffiti tell the history of the Palestinians, how they were living before 1948, before the catastrophe, as a farmers. And then when the catastrophe happened, they moved them to the refugees camp and they built the apartheid wall surrounding the camp.
The massive wall surrounding the camp was built in 2004 in the midst of a bloody conflict called the Second Intifada. The conflict took upwards of 5,000 lives. The Israelis say the Palestinians started it by targeting police and protests that turned violent, whereas the Palestinians generally place blame on the collapse of peace talks at the Camp David summit in 2000, as well as a provocative visit by Israeli politician Ariel Sharon to the Al-Aqsa Mosque in Jerusalem, the third holiest site in Islam, which happens to also be built on a plot of land called the Temple Mount, which is the #1 holiest site in the Jewish faith. Total nightmare.
After they finished the wall, they built more than 7 military watchtowers. In this road here, we have lost 3 children from these watchtowers. Muhammad, he was in his home here in this building, 10th of November 23. He was killed from the watchtower in front of us by a sniper. We shot him a live bullet in his chest. He did nothing. He was bleeding for 10 minutes. Then the father decided to take him inside the car and take him to the hospital. When he drove down, another group of soldiers stopped the car. They took the body outside of the car and they arrested the father. They didn't give any first aid even to his child. After that, they took him to the military base. The Israeli commander called his father and he told him, come pick your son. And he doesn't know what's his situation. When they give him his son, even they didn't come with the ambulance, they came with a normal truck. And he was in a plastic bag and they throw him in the ground and the soldier left. It's not more than training for their soldiers.
Places like Aida were never supposed to be permanent. According to UN Resolution 194, which was signed by Israel, Nakba refugees would eventually be given safe passage back to their villages, and those who chose not to return would be given compensation in the form of a reparations package.
But that resolution, just in paper, nothing changed. After more than 77 years under this colonization, we're still looking forward to go back to our home villages.
I tell Musa that we'd like to see some of the illegal settlements that people have been talking about.
22 new illegal settlements on Palestinian land in the occupied West Bank.
My only exposure to their existence thus far had been through Louis Theroux's recent documentary, Settlers, where he was able to gain rare access behind the curtain of these ultra-nationalist enclaves, which he claims contain people even more extreme than those he interviewed in South Africa after apartheid.
I'm so uncomfortable using the word Palestinian because I don't think that it exists.
Just the lethality of it and the extent to which the objective of the settlers is to for many of them, it's to drive the Palestinians out. Like under apartheid, the white South Africans, they didn't tend to say like, we want to drive the black Africans out.
You can have Johannesburg. Is that Johannesburg?
Yeah.
Okay, I give it to you tonight.
Okay.
They wanted to subject them to a punitive and degrading legal regime, but they weren't routinely, as I understand it, every day. I mean, I want to be careful how I say it because I don't want to appear to minimizing any aspect of apartheid. But what I saw in the West Bank was a life that was day-to-day unlivable, where you couldn't really, endless check, hours to get anywhere if you could get anywhere. A sense in which you were just a stranger in your own land.
How much time you gonna stay in Israel?
Hang on, but I don't think we're in Israel. Are we in Israel?
You're in Israel now.
Are we?
Yes.
In the West Bank, no?
Hey, what's up, you guys? In today's episode, we covered the situation on the ground in the West Bank. But right now, I want to turn the attention over to Gaza to see how the mainstream media is covering things over there. So to find out, I'm going to pull up Ground News right here on my phone, which is a dope-ass news aggregate that I use every single day. Channel 5 has been partnered with Ground News for over 2 years now, and honestly, it's the best way that I've found to cut straight through the noise and see exactly who's covering what, not just in America, but globally. Frankly, it's the only site that I use to get my news. Let's see what we can find out about Gaza.
So by typing in Gaza and Ground News right here, I'm finding this news story. It says more than 1,000 Palestinians have been killed by Israeli forces since the Gaza ceasefire. It's got 95 sources, indicating that it's probably a legit story, but let's check Ground News to see how exactly the story is being framed.
Using the Ground News bias distribution panel, I can see that most of the coverage is from the left and center, which is a clear blind spot for anyone who's only reading right-leaning sources.
So beginning on the left, the Al Jazeera headline reads, "Death toll in Gaza since ceasefire goes past 1,000. You'll notice they put the ceasefire in air quotes. After that, I go over to the right-wing tab. And what do I find? Globo out of Brazil, Prothema out of Greece, Aftenposten out of Norway. The American right-wing press is dead silent here on a story about 1,000 people killed during a ceasefire.
Ground News lays out the whole picture at once. Who's covering it, who's not covering it, how they're framing it, what factuality rating each outlet carries, and most importantly, who owns the publications pushing a certain narrative, or choosing to not cover a story at all. Like I said before, I use this every single day. It's been the perfect partner for Channel 5 for over 2 years, because our missions effectively align. Game, recognize game.
You too can be part of the C5 Ground News family by going to ground.news/channel5, currently available in the description box and pinned comment of this video. Or you can scan the QR code on screen right now, and you're gonna get 40% off the Vantage plan. Again, that's ground.news/channel5. I think by now, you know what to do. All right, back to Palestine.
Musa says that while there are some settlements around Aida and Bethlehem,
if you look there, this is one of the closest colony to Aida camp. It's called Gilo.
Our best bet to get a true candid look at an urban landscape ripped apart by settlements would be about an hour south in the city of Hebron. So we hopped in the car and went for a drive.
So this is an Israeli colony. And all the way to Hebron from now or even before, you're gonna see a lot of Zionist colonies when it's not legal according to the agreements.
He says that it might take us up to 5 hours to get there because of the sheer volume of highway checkpoints that have been built by the Israeli military. Today, there's over 800 checkpoints, and their primary purpose is safety, which means keeping Palestinians away from settlements and off of the pristine, separate highways they've built between settlements and into mainland Israel for cars with yellow Israeli license plates. But our car had a green Palestinian license plate, which destined us to hours in traffic and potential military detention without cause. And here's why. So back in the 90s, there was something called the Oslo Accords, an alleged peace negotiation between the Israeli state and the Palestinian Authority, which would supposedly end in an amicable two-state solution. During Oslo, and for a 5-year temporary period, the West Bank was divided into 3 administrative zones: Area A, B, and C. Area A, representing 18% of the land, but a far majority of the Palestinian population, was under full control of the PA, Palestinian Authority. Area B, representing 22% of the land and mostly encompassing rural communities and certain sections of Jerusalem, was under the shared control of the PA and the Israeli army. And then Area C, representing a whopping 61% of the land but home to very few human beings, was under full Israeli military occupation. Notice I said temporary because all this land was supposed to be transferred back to the Palestinians by the year 2000. But that same year, peace talks collapsed, sparking the second intifada that I mentioned earlier, and keeping these temporary A, B, and C zones in place to this day. What that looks like in 2026 is the dramatic restriction of movement for Palestinians between West Bank Area A cities like Aida Camp/Bethlehem and Hebron, which are only connected through roads that run through Area C under Israeli military law. And of course, it's in these C zones that almost all the settlements exist, which look almost nothing like I thought. I had a vision in my head, likely informed by social media, that most settlers were young, crazy kids on the hilltops like the one that I'd previewed earlier. Yet the colonies that Musa and I drove by, almost every few miles, looked more like gated communities in Scottsdale, Arizona, advertising relatively affordable subdivision-style cul-de-sac spacious homes with swimming pools and nearby access to grocery stores and movie theaters. At that moment, I began to understand what Louis Theroux meant when he talked about the diversity of settlements.
I can't say exactly how many settlements there are, but there's a lot. I think more than 100, maybe 200 or 300. And in addition, there are what are called outposts, which are almost like the eggs of settlements, like they kind of in embryonic form, where it's a bunch of extremists, Israeli activists, often youth, settler youth, take a hill or take a little area, put camps up, and then oftentimes the IDF will de facto kind of defend them, but they're not recognized by the Israeli state. So we saw one recently legalized under Israeli law, but not under international law, outpost. That was Eviatar. And that was there. It was a kind of religious nationalist settlement of a fairly extreme sort, and the caravans. But there's other settlements where they are larger and more suburban looking. So at least some, or maybe most of the people there will be either economic migrants, interlopers, like they're people who've gone there mainly to get cheap housing. And then some of them are ideological settlers who've come from America or elsewhere. And then there's even more extreme and crazy ones that we didn't get into, because most of them don't really want outsiders in there.
You think they know that it's wrong what they're doing?
They know that the world views it as wrong.
As Musa and I drive and are forced to take the long way, I'm struck by the beauty of the land. The rocky, rolling hills of Palestine are like a gently astroturfed hybrid of the sweeping cliffs that surround Lake Mead outside Vegas, and I begin to understand why so many people feel a deep, unshakable connection to the land. It's nice, man. As we make our way to a checkpoint, I notice a strange red sign in the distance.
This road leads to Area A under the Palestinian Authority. The entrance for Israeli citizens is forbidden, dangerous to your lives, and is against the Israeli law.
We need to be quick.
Musa says it's been put up by the Israeli army as a way to instill fear in mainland visitors and restrict commerce, and that it marks the beginning of an Area A enclave. Across the street, I also notice a bulldozer on a hilltop that appears to be tearing down a local village.
The mountain you see on top, it was occupied recently by settlers, and now they are setting up caravans. And you see down the road here, they installed the yellow gate. When they close it, Palestinians who own the agricultural lands, they don't have access to it.
I step across the street to get a camcorder shot.
The soldier is watching us.
English. What are you doing? Oh, I'm taking a video.
Fuck. For the crime of taking a camcorder shot of an illegal settlement while in the company of Palestinians within Palestine, I was placed under Israeli detention by 2 teenagers from New Jersey. They couldn't explain the crime, but seemed more than happy to give out the time. If you'd like to see and hear about the next phase of our journey, where I explain the interrogation process, visit the Al Ibrahim Mosque on both sides, and witness the invasion of central Hebron by a group of settlers, head to our Patreon at www.patreon.com/channel5, where you can also see our complete sit-down interview with documentarian Louis Theroux. As many of you guys know, Channel 5 is a completely independent, probably 10-person organization that is almost always being sued by at least one rich and powerful person. We make some money from ad reads and some money from merch sales, but the far majority of our working income comes from our Patreon subscriber base. A sizable army of real ones, all of whom pay $5 a month to support the mission and gain access to an exclusive catalog of new, uncensored, early, and epic content. So if you want to see some cool stuff and also support us while doing it, I'm going to put the link in the description box and pinned comment of this video. Again, that's patreon.com/channel5. Hope you guys have a great day.
Channel 5 live worldwide, Hollywood and Vine.
Fuck the authority, Channel 5 News.
Channel 55. We don't fuck with clusters. And 5 is the best number.
That game sucks anyway, so it's like, might as well just look for a video, right? Like, what the fuck? The Bad Game Show. This might be a good one. I like this.
Coming up on The Bad Game Show.
It's a girl.
It's a girl.
Maybe not. Oh, here we go. No way. No way. I love it.
There is no such thing as a jack of all trades. There is such a thing as a liar. Erica Francevay. Erica Francevay, totally different person than Erica Kirk. We're going to talk more about that. So we had spoken to you guys about Next Model Management a few times, right? And we've now received another testimony about that. Now, if you watched our Brian Kelly series, you know that we had received a well-vetted tip
Hey,
that
dog,
Erica
listen.
was in
Y'all
charge
haven't been
of,
helping me,
quote-unquote,
dog.
modeling apartments for a bunch of underage, Eastern European girls who were being brought to, and shuffled through Next Model Management, which was owned and operated by a woman named Faith Cates, right? This modeling agency was born out of the Rothschild dynasty. We unpacked it on an episode. And this was a shocking discovery because Faith Cates was unbelievably close to Jeffrey Epstein. You can read Faith Cates' emails all throughout Jeffrey Epstein's emails, which have been released. Jeffrey Epstein himself, we learned, hung out at the office regularly when he was in town. And what was described to us was that suits would come through, models, these young Eastern European girls were being brought over from this country, hanging all around the office, and the suits, so to speak, would kind of decide what girls they wanted to hang out with, in a way. And the tip at that time came in and said that Erica, in particular, was in charge of a white apartment building on the Upper East Side where they sort of housed all of these models. Now, we had wondered, we were not able to confirm, if that white Upper East Side in the 60s of the Upper East Side may have been the one that was owned by Mark Epstein, Jeffrey Epstein's brother. We still have not confirmed that. But we did go out, obviously, because that's a very big story, that Erica would be at this office, that she was there with upper executives, and to the extent of managing these apartments. We went out to Turning Point USA to seek comment regarding this, and we never received a response, which is very odd to me because Erica is quick to respond to Project Constitution if he says that she's dating someone. They love it, right? Suddenly she's drafting responses about, which is probably written by Andrew Colbert, about him having Dorito dust on him, you know, calling him fat and lazy, effectively implying that he's fat and lazy. I feel like if you're going to reply to someone saying that you were in Jeffrey Epstein's orbit is pretty critical. It's a pretty critical thing to respond to and shut down immediately. There is no person in the entire world that wants to be even slightly adjacent to Jeffrey Epstein, especially given Erica's background with the Romanian Angels and all the innuendo that's out there about her already. Now, we received another update. Another person has come forward and confirmed this information, that Erica Kirk was working as the contact for the model apartments on the Upper East Side. This person is insistent. She said she herself met with Erica Kirk, okay? This is exceedingly problematic. This is exceedingly problematic if underage girls were brought in to, under the guise of being models, and like, you know, it's not like you're allowed to be an underage model. It's not like you have to be 21 to model. It's quite the opposite. But then were kept in apartments which may or may not have been owned by Jeffrey Epstein. Certainly, they were being shuffled through a modeling agency of which Jeffrey Epstein was very much involved in. We know this. This was his thing of how he trafficked a lot of women from Eastern Europe through modeling agencies like the one with Jean-Luc Brunel in France, and his ties to Faith Cates, who stood by his side even when he was found guilty of harming children. Faith Cates was his loyal defender, and it ended up costing her her entire reputation, her career, really. If you look her up, you can't really get over that. Marred her entire reputation. And now we are learning that Erica, we were always wondering, why did Erica have this license, this real estate license? And it is plausible that it was just to sort of give her a shield for stuff that she was involved in that is very questionable. It's very questionable. We couldn't find some long history of Erica Kirk as a real estate agent, but she got her license in New York to do what? Erica at this time claimed she was a jack of all trades, right? She was a casting director in New York City, a real estate agent in New York City, a pageant model, a casting director in New York City, a woman running a charity for Romanian Angels alongside the United States Marine Corps while she was in New York City. She was also a clothing designer, started her own clothing line while she was in New York City. She was also a reality TV star while she was in New York City. None of these careers are lucrative. None of them are consistent. There is no such thing as a jack of all trades. There is such a thing as a liar. Okay? So I will put an APB out. If you are able, perhaps you used to model, perhaps you yourself were a young girl, Eastern European, who came to America and dealt with Kate's Next Model Management, and you remember Erica Kirk being one of the individuals who managed the apartments. And I want to be clear, I did speak to one model, but but I didn't find her memory to be convincing enough. When she talked about how these girls that managed the modeling apartments that she did herself live in, but I didn't feel confident that the girl that she dealt with was Erica, but she said in their capacity, they also got these underage girls into clubs at night, getting them in with fake IDs. This is what she described to me in like a 1-hour conversation, giving them drugs while they were, partying, underaged. But again, I did not feel like her memory that it was Erica was correct. But she said, I lived in this building. I can't remember the faces and names. I once got robbed, and she told me this whole story. If you have any information specifically about Erica Franzfey, and Next Model Management, Erica Franzfey managing apartments on the Upper East Side, a white building, we would like to hear from you. You can email us at moretips@CandaceOwens.com. You can also email us at tips@CandaceOwens.com. I feel very much there is something here, given everything we have uncovered in the Charlie Kirk assassination story, the strange web surrounding Epstein. Now we know Trump called him and told him to stop speaking about it, was upset. There is smoke here, and where there is smoke, there tends to be fire.
Oh, wait. That's a good one. Yeah, we might see that. Whatever.
Joe Rogan Podcast, check it out.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
Train by day, Joe Rogan Podcast by night, all day.
All night.
13 and I was smoking. My father said that to me. He goes, you know what's a good thing about you? You never smoked them down to the filter. What a good kid. And what a great family. What a great family.
My sister smoked when we were in high school. I was always like, God, why are you smoking? It's so stupid.
Yeah.
And then I had to do a play once with Adam Ferrara and a couple other people, and I was supposed to play this something that a bunch of comics wrote, like a funny little sketch thing. And I was supposed to play this like tortured liberal arts student, and I was like smoking cigarettes. So they wanted me to smoke cigarettes while I was doing it. So I smoked like 15 fucking cigarettes while we were doing it, and I threw up. I had a fucking horrible headache. I was like, oh my God, I'm so high.
Wow.
I'm like, my arms don't move right. If you've never smoked cigarettes at all and you just smoked 15 in a row during...
Were you like an athlete too?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, so that totally fucked you up.
Oh, completely fucked me up. Yeah.
No, the first time I had a cigarette, it's so terrible, but I was like, this is great. My body responded. I don't know how, like what you had is the very normal experience.
Well, it was just too much. One cigarette I actually liked. I was like, ooh, what a head rush. This is kind of cool. I go, now I kind of get it. I get why you guys like this.
Interesting.
But we were doing this thing, and I had to always be smoking. So we had to rehearse. We were doing it all day, and I wanted to try to, like, feel normal with a cigarette in my hand. So I kept smoking them, and then I liked them, so I kept smoking them.
Yeah, it's a tough thing because the thing about, and I've been sober 15 years from alcohol and drugs, and I look at people that are really drunk, it doesn't look appealing. It doesn't look good. But when you see somebody with a cigarette, it always looks good.
It looks like,
It always looks good. You never say to yourself, like, that person's going to lose, now you'll get sick and die, but you never go, they're going to lose control of their life.
Right.
So you look at somebody with a cigarette and you go, oh, yeah, they're having one, they're cool, it's fine.
They're using it to help hang on.
Again, I never look cool with it. It's like you look at an actor doing it or someone at like the Cannes Film Festival.
Penn.
Yeah, someone like that.
Yeah.
Timothy Chalamet has one. He's the size of one and he has one. And I go,
Does he
looks
smoke?
fine. Probably in France or something. You know what I mean? They all do shit like that. So you'll see that and you go...
You should get a cigarette holder to go with your sunglasses.
Yeah,
those Hunter Thompson cigarette holders.
Yeah.
That's your next move.
I just
got
a
long stems with the cigarette at the end of it.
Like 1920s.
Yeah.
Like
old
1920s and no, it's the worst thing because the smell is terrible.
Right.
And it destroys your clothes.
Yeah.
And it's very bad for your health, obviously.
Yeah.
But it is one of those things that it's just such a good product. What other product could they tell you it kills you and we're raising the price every year.
How about in England, where they smoke like crazy? You have actual cancer on the fucking cartons.
When you buy them, when I was in London and you bought one, there was like a dead baby on one
photo
of them.
of
They were like low birth weight.
Yeah.
I was like, this is terrible.
And no one cares. They smoke more over there than anywhere.
They smoke more over there. They don't eat the way we eat. Like, they don't understand the way we eat. They don't get it. There's something called Toby Carvery, like where you can just ladle on Sunday roast and Yorkshire pudding and stuff. But for the most part, the portions are smaller, and people are more behaved in that sense. But they drink more and they smoke.
This is it. European World Cup fans losing their minds over Taco Bell ranch and unlimited refills.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because they get sick. When they come here, they get sick because there's chemicals in our food.
Somebody was telling me they went to Buc-ee's.
What?
And there was.
Yeah, I couldn't guess.
Buc-ee's for the first
big
time,
clump on the bed.
Believe it.
Of course.
Imagine
Could
that's your
never be
first
that.
one of the first experiences you have in America. You walk into a
could
Buc-ee's.
never guess that you were the big clump on the
Czechoslovakia or some
bed.
shit.
It's one of the most American places, as you've said, that exists. You have this gas station, but that's also like a weird theme park of food. And all kinds of other shit that you could need.
Yeah, this guy, dude, LMAO this is a gas station.
Yeah.
Well, do you see how big they are?
Yeah.
The first 24 million views. That's hilarious.
No, it's completely alien to their culture.
Yeah.
To have a place like that, where you could go buy, the Costco's are alien to them. The idea that you could buy mayonnaise in a bucket, or jars and things that you would keep, they all think we're preppers. Because if you go to like a big grocery store chain, you're buying food for a long period of time. They don't do that there. They buy stuff for like the week.
They have small refrigerators.
Yeah, small refrigerators, couple of days.
They don't have refrigerators like we have, but also they don't have the same amount of preservatives in their food, which is why it's not poison.
Right. They also don't think, and they could be wrong about this, but they also don't think that they're going to lose access because of some race war.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, there is a little bit of planning that goes into some of these grocery runs that does seem slightly paranoid.
Oh yeah. Well, the news media over here ramps you up.
Oh yeah.
And you start thinking about stockpiling gold.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Listen, when I lived in LA, when my kids were young, I had an Apocalypse truck built.
Right.
That Toyota Land Cruiser I got, I need a bug out truck. Like a truck where I could store a lot of shit in it and it could literally drive over a mountain. That's what I need. I need a car that's not just a road car.
Right.
I need a car that occasionally shit might go sideways and you got to get the fuck out of here and you got to drive through the desert.
Wow. And I've left LA multiple times to make that drive. Not in an Apocalypse car, but because of fires, because of riots. Like, sometimes you just got to get out of Dodge.
I got evacuated 3 fucking times when I lived there.
Yeah.
And it got as close to like burning my fence down.
It's part of the LA experience to get in a car. David Spade called me once during the riots. He goes, your block is on fire. I thought he was kidding. But there was just overturned cop cars on fire. And it was like riots. This was 2020. So I just got in my car and I went, okay, and I drove to the desert. That's part of the LA experience, is fleeing.
That's what Palm Beach is.
Yeah. You Palm Springs.
Palm Springs, right?
Yeah, you flee.
Yeah, you flee.
You go.
I mean, Palm Springs makes no sense. It's hot as fuck. There's no water.
Well, you know why it started?
With money.
It started because when Paramount Pictures was doing edits, if you were in a movie, you had to be within 200 miles until the movie was finished editing. It was in your contract. Palm Springs is like exactly 200 miles from LA.
Oh,
that's
interesting.
Yeah, that's why they started. Hollywood, they were like, we own you. You can't go anywhere until the film was edited. So if you want to go on a vacation, you have to go there.
You know what's interesting is like Pasadena was where all the like producers live.
Yeah.
There's beautiful houses in Pasadena,
Gorgeous.
man.
Mid-century modern, beautiful.
Yeah, incredible places like estates that just seem completely out of place.
Totally beautiful,
like
and
from another time.
From another time.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing in LA now. You get the vibe that your Santino made a brilliant point. He's like, it's not Hollywood, it's Hollywood the sequel. Like, you're not living in the thing anymore. You're living in whatever the second version of the thing is.
Right. The second of the second version is TikTok.
Yeah, whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's not what it was, and every place seems a little bit like a museum, or like it was cool 20 years ago or 15 years ago. You know,
somebody recently said this, and it's perfect. They said LA is slowly becoming Detroit.
Interesting.
Yeah.
The only thing that might save it is the weather.
The weather will help, but the industry dried up.
Right.
So the big industry in Hollywood, regardless of whether or not it's the biggest economic industry, the biggest industry in terms of like cultural value and like getting people to move there, was always show business.
Yep.
And they barely make movies anymore.
They overtaxed and overregulated their biggest industry to other states and other countries.
Yeah.
And most people are making things all over the world, and very few things. I think at one time it was like 80 to 90%. Now it's 25, 30% shot in LA.
Wow.
It's a big difference.
It's a giant difference.
It's
Well,
a big
that
difference.
arrogance of like, this is the best place in the world, everyone's going to come here no matter what.
Right.
That's the Gavin Newsom attitude whenever he defends California.
Right.
Talks about how great the GDP is. We're the fifth. We would be the fifth largest economic.
Yeah.
You know, he starts rattling off all these wonderful statistics. And this is like, instead of acknowledging, if we got fucking real problems, people are moving for the first time ever more than they're coming here.
Right.
We're losing all these giant corporations that are instead of that, it's just this, we're the shit. No one's, it doesn't matter. I'm very big on California. I'm bullish on California.
Right.
It's always going to be amazing here.
Well, it's
Like,
what
just-
every empire said until they fell.
Yeah.
Right? Like, we are the thing.
But people don't want to ever believe that things can fall. It's so weird. We'll walk right through the Coliseum and well, this will never happen again.
Right. When we landed in LA, I looked to the right, and that warehouse was on fire with 85 billion or 85 million tons of chemicals in a warehouse. It was on fire. It was like a multi-day blaze. And you're landing, and you're looking out the window, and you're just seeing the warehouse on fire, and then there was a car fire on the 405. Like, I sold my house, I have an apartment there now, but like, as I was going to my apartment, there was a car on fire, and as I was landing, the warehouse was on fire. And you start thinking to yourself, somebody doesn't want us here. Like, somebody wants us out.
Oh.
Colleagues, over the last year and a half, our president, Donald Trump, has turned the White House into a 24/7 corruption operation. This is a national crisis, and we should start acting like it. The president's goal is to engage in so much corruption, so much self-enrichment, to hand out so many favors to his friends, his family, and his political allies that it just becomes the pitter-patter of rain. It's normal, it's constant, it's never-ending. Trump's bet is that if there's a new story of corruption, of self-dealing, every few days, that the press will stop covering it, or the public will just stop paying attention. To an extent, he is tragically succeeding. But he's also betting that the public will just come to the conclusion that this is normal because all of our politics are this corrupt, that every senator, that every previous president is this corrupt. That is not true. While I disagree with my Senate Republican colleagues' decision to largely remain silent in the face of this misconduct, it is true that not a single senator on either side of the aisle engages in the behavior that our president does. Senators, Republicans and Democrats, do not trade our votes for cash or for political contributions. We don't run side hustles like crypto companies. Senators don't give contracts to their kids just because we can. And no president in the history of this country has done what Donald Trump has done. No president has done 5% of the self-dealing that Donald Trump has done in the last year and a half. This moment is exceptional. It is a one-of-one moment. And if it becomes normal, if people stop being outraged at what he is doing to enrich himself, then I fear there is no going back. The White House will just become a place to get rich. So I think it's time to pull back and see the full picture. To not view this as just one isolated scandal after another, every single one popping up each week or every few days, but to understand the full scope of this illegality. Last year, I came to the floor to document the first 100 days of Donald Trump's mind-blowing corruption. Since then, especially in 2026, the pace of his misconduct has quickened dramatically. And so I'm here on the floor today, and I'm going to spend more than a few minutes doing this, laying out what has happened since I gave that last speech. This is the story of 500 days of corruption. And I'm going to start on April 7th, 2025. This is when the current acting Attorney General, Todd Blanche, issues a memo ordering the termination of several Biden-era DOJ investigations into crypto companies.
Can't improve until you make mistakes.
Now, here's the problem. The then Deputy Attorney General is a major investor in crypto companies, and he works for a president who is a major player in the crypto industry. But DOJ just drops these investigations, signals that the Department of Justice is no longer going to hold crypto companies accountable. But Blanche owns major investments in crypto stocks. The president is one of the biggest players in the industry. Blanche doesn't actually stop there. He eliminates the entire enforcement team at DOJ dedicated to rooting out crypto-related fraud and money laundering schemes. This is a crypto investor who works for a president who owns crypto companies, shutting down the unit at DOJ that holds this industry accountable. Let's move to 3 weeks later, on April 30th. Later in the month, a curious announcement from the Department of Agriculture. They are reversing a rule that would require poultry companies to limit salmonella bacteria levels in their products. This is essentially a rule to make it less likely that people will get salmonella poisoning. It sounds like a strange rule to eliminate. We come to find out that one of the biggest donors to Donald Trump's inauguration was a poultry company called Pilgrim's Pride. They made a donation to Trump's inauguration that was bigger than practically any other company, bigger than Amazon, Meta, or Exxon, $5 million. And after they made the donation, they asked for one thing, the reversal of this salmonella rule, and they got it. This is pay for play. You make a donation to the president or the president's political operation, you ask for a favor, and you get it. And we will see as we wind through these 500 days, this happens over and over again. In May 2005, the pardon racket starts. Every member of the Senate should be outraged at this. You all know what is happening. The president is pardoning people based on their ability to pay. Either him and his political operation, or pay people who are close to the president. On May 27th, Donald Trump pardons a man called Paul Walzak. This is a really bad guy. He stole millions of dollars from the nurses and healthcare aides at the nursing home he owned. And he used the cash that he stole from his employees to buy a $2 million yacht. He got convicted. He went to jail for fraud, but his mother paid $1 million to buy a face-to-face meeting with Donald Trump. And 3 weeks after that paid audience, her son was given a full and unconditional pardon that went so far as to relieve him of any duty to pay back the $4.4 million that he stole from his employees. This is a new pay-for-pardons scheme that begins in May.
I had no doubt.
In June of 2025,
they never have.
It's revealed that top administration officials are cashing in on government contracts that benefit their own investment portfolio. Stephen Miller is more than just the architect of the administration's hardline immigration policies. He has a personal financial stake in them. For instance, Miller owns up to $250,000 in Palantir stock. And just a month before Miller's holdings became public, ICE announced that it was awarding a $30 million contract to, you guessed it, Palantir, to provide real-time surveillance information to ICE officers. And you'll be shocked to hear this. There was no competitive bidding process for that contract. And you'll hear this over and over again. Competitive bidding basically doesn't exist. If the president or somebody close to the president wants a contract directed to a friend or to a company in which they invest. Miller overseeing ICE. ICE gives a no-bid contract to Palantir. The investors in Palantir, which include Stephen Miller, get rich. Let's move to September of 2025. In September, we start to learn the danger of Donald Trump's crypto corruption. I covered this in the first 100 days of corruption. This is maybe the most corrupt thing that Trump is doing. He and his family own a crypto company that issues several crypto coins. There's no disclosure on who is buying those coins. The president promotes them. He invites people to official events who purchase the coin. On September 18th, though, we come to find out that Trump made $57 million selling crypto tokens to entities associated with the regimes in North Korea, Iran, and Russia. Extraordinary investments being made by entities that are tied in with North Korea, Iran, and Russia into Trump's crypto companies. It begs the question, as we are currently debating an Iran deal that basically exists on Iran's terms, why was there a flood of money from Iranian regime-backed entities into the Trump crypto companies?
I don't know why I fall asleep when I play Dota sometimes.
What did they expect to get from the president? We've never, ever before had this exist. We've never had a backdoor mechanism by which foreign governments could just shovel money into the pocket of the president. It exists because of the Trump's meme coin and his stable coin. On September 23rd, this is a week later, it's now pretty obvious that there's a pay-to-play regime in charge of the White House. A week later, on September 23rd, Donald Trump closes the books on a criminal investigation into one of his key advisors, Tom Homan. This is his border czar. The FBI had caught Tom Homan red-handed, engaging in naked corruption. Undercover agents had handed him $50,000 in cash, in a bag, and he agreed to give them government contracts. This was on video. This is the border czar getting a bag of cash in exchange for contracts on video. But the administration on September 20th just makes the investigation go away, because that kind of bribery, that kind of naked graft is okay in this White House. We're moving on to October 2025 right now, 2 weeks after Homan is let off. Maybe the most nakedly corrupt pardon. There's not a single senator that could defend this. Cheng-Peng Zhao built an entire business
What are you doing?
based on allowing terrorists, drug traffickers, and sex predators to use his cryptocurrency to evade the law. He went to jail for this. But he also helped Trump launch his crypto business. So who cares about financing terrorists and sex criminals? Trump gives this guy a full pardon on October 7th. It's naked. This is a guy who built a company that allowed terrorists and sex predators to engage in private financing. He went to jail. He got out of jail because he agreed to help get Trump rich. We're still in October. Later that month, the bulldozers arrived to destroy the East Wing of the White House. It's still amazing to think that that actually happened. And the ballroom corruption racket begins. The word goes out, if you want something from Donald Trump, donate to his ballroom. It's all he cares about. We know that. Donald Trump talks about his ballroom all the time. As of this month, more than half of the publicly identified donors to the Ballroom Project have, since they made their donation, won a new or expanded federal contract, totaling more than $50 billion. More than half of the people who donated to the Ballroom have, since they donated, and this just all kicked off on October 15th. This has only been like 8 months. Half of the people who donated to the Ballroom have gotten a new or expanded federal contract worth $50 billion. Moving on to November of 2025. It's not just Trump's corporate donors that are getting rich now. Part of the White House's daily operation is to find creative ways to funnel taxpayer money to Trump's kids. This one's wild. The Trump administration in November, early November, announces a really unusual deal. The government, the Pentagon, is taking a $50 million stake in a single rare earths minerals company called Vulcan Elements, and giving them a $620 million taxpayer-funded loan. That is big money. And the Pentagon doesn't really do deals like this. But they do when Donald Trump Jr. is one of the company's key investors. We come to find out that civil servants in the Pentagon did not want to do this deal. Only did it because the White House told them to do the deal. One official said, quote, "The call came from the White House. We have to get this done." Before the deal, Vulcan was worth $200 million. Donald Trump Jr. made an investment. His father got the Pentagon to give them the contract and buy the stake in the company, and the valuation jumped overnight $200 million to $2 billion. Donald Trump Jr. 10x'd his profits. I mean, has anybody in this body justified that? Probably not even heard that story. It barely cracked the news.
I can't believe I'm falling asleep.
Like in normal times, that scandal alone, the president's son making an investment in the company.
Maybe I should have took a nap after I worked out.
Then making a massive investment subsequently. The Pentagon didn't want to do it, only did it because the president told them to do it after his son made the investment, and the value of the president's son's investment went up by 10 times. That scandal alone would take down a presidency. This one barely gets noticed. 3 days later, news breaks that Trump has ordered all the markets in U.S. Coast Guard bases and facilities to stock his personally branded wine and cider, directly profiting from his control over the military. Tell the Coast Guard, sell my products. That's it. That's not a complicated one. That's just like ordinary ho-hum corruption. Nobody even knows that that happens, that that exists. This all feels normal now. We are not out of November yet, fellas. 2 weeks later, feel this, right? The pace now is quickened. Trump releases the head of a nursing home empire, Joseph Schwartz, from prison.
Oh, I'm going to eat that fucking food.
Similar to the other guy, scammed his patients, his employees, and the IRS out of tens of millions of dollars. He was a tax cheat. People died in his facilities due to his negligence. He was just stealing money from his nursing homes. But he paid $1 million.
Oh my goodness, I can't believe I was falling asleep.
Trump-connected lobbyists
I
And
can't. I'm
Trump
like sitting here like
pardoned this fraudster
I'm unking out.
after serving
I'm
3
falling asleep.
months. There was no claim that he was innocent. There was no claim that the trial was rigged. No, this guy was convicted of massive fraud. He hurt people, and he got out of jail because he paid the right lobbyists who were connected to Trump. This is how it all works. It's not just Trump getting rich. It's not just Trump's sons getting rich. It's about everybody connected to the president getting rich. Pardon for cash scheme. All right, we're into December now. 2 weeks later, out of the blue, the Trump administration revokes a Biden-era rule back to nursing homes to ensure that nursing homes have sufficient staffing to meet the basic standards of care. We have a lot of evidence that understaffed nursing homes have higher mortality rates, but this rule is now rescinded. And guess what we find out? We find out that nursing home executives got together, paid to have a private lunch with Donald Trump, because remember, you can pay millions of dollars to Trump-affiliated political entities, and you will get a private audience with them. At lunch, they asked him to revoke this rule, and he immediately ordered it done. No public discussion, no consideration of the merits. The nursing home executives paid the price to get a lunch. They asked for the rule to be rescinded, and the rules got rescinded. No process, had the lunch, paid the money, asked for the rule to be rescinded. Trump called up, and the rule was rescinded. We're now in 2026. On February 10th, Trump announces that this one's wild. He announces on February 10th that he is blocking the opening of a bridge that is ready to open connecting Detroit to Canada. It's ready to open. This is a bridge that's going to help people on both sides of the border. And guess what we find out? The owner of an existing bridge, whose profits would be harmed by the competitor bridge, donated $1 million to get a meeting, this time with Secretary of Commerce Howard Lutnick. And this isn't within days this time, within hours of the meeting with the Commerce Secretary. Hours. The owners of the existing bridge got what they wanted. Trump announced that he would block the opening of the bridge. $1 million, a meeting, and a donor gets what they want within hours. The next month, we start to see that Trump's inner circle knows that they can get in on the action. Very few people are closer to President Trump than Corey Lewandowski. And he is, at the time, the special advisor to the Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security. And Lewandowski is basically like, there are no rules anymore. I can do whatever I want. And so he literally starts to engage in mob-style extortion threats to contractors. He demands direct payments from companies that want DHS contracts for his protection. If you pay me money, I will protect your contracts. And there's plenty of evidence here from the companies themselves who tell the story of when they refuse to pay Lewandowski for protection, mob-style protection. Suddenly their contracts from DHS dry up. A DHS employee confirmed that he received direct instructions to not give a company that didn't pay Lewandowski any more contracts. In April, another scheme to help Donald Trump's kids. For almost 100 years, it has been illegal to ship handguns through the mail because it's a lot easier for violent criminals to illegally access guns if they can just get those weapons shipped to their front door. But Donald Trump Jr. bought a huge stake in a company that was going to corner the market on the mail order sale of guns. And so Trump's DOJ got to work and declared that this 100-year-old law is magically, all of a sudden, unconstitutional, clearing the way for another company owned or invested in by Donald Trump Jr. to make big bucks by mailing guns. We're still in April. As the war begins in Iran, Trump's inner circle finds a new way to cash in. They can place bets on prediction markets or in futures markets based on the inside information they have about the war. This is illegal war profiteering. Hours before Trump announces the first Iran ceasefire, a bunch of investors, likely inside the White House, placed approximately $950 million on bets that oil prices would fall. When later that day, Trump announced the ceasefire that sent oil prices tumbling by 15%, those investors got filthy rich. You can literally look at the pace of trades that day. There's this avalanche of trades that happen hours before Trump announces the ceasefire. That can only be because people had inside information. This practice would continue to happen over and over and over. But why do they think they can get away with this? Why does anybody think that they can get away with this? So much of this is illegal, right? You would say to yourself, nobody would engage in that kind of naked illegal practice. Nobody would award contracts to the kids knowing that that doesn't pass legal muster. On April 10th, you figure out why they think they're going to get away with it. On April 10th, Donald Trump makes an explicit promise that everybody engaged in this corruption will get away with it. Here is his quote on April 10th, as the pace of this corruption increases. Quote, "I will pardon everyone within 200 feet of the White House." So now you understand why people think they can get away with it. This is reported on April 27th. So we're still in April. Trump wants to get all his friends involved in the grift now. So Trump gives a no-bid $17 million contract.
Why is it so hard? Hey. Oh, you're there, Dang. Ignore the UI.
Oh shit!
What did you get?
Alien.
Oh, you got legendary too. Yeah, I got another legendary. I think there's only legendary. Oh. It doesn't really matter who's in first though. Killed by the best player.
What is that? He took 2 shots. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Oh, got me.
I didn't know.
Got me. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, because most of you are just bacon hairs. So I thought you were another one. I thought you were just like another
Yeah, I know where you are. I seen you already.
I thought you were a bot.
Oh, I'm missing. Oh, I'm done. Gotta hit you guys with the nose.
Gotcha.
Hitting them with the nose scopes.
Oh. He got sniped, dang. Was that you? Did I kill you?
No.
I missed him. Got him.
Ah!
I got the first
I shot at the same time too.
Dang it. I didn't kill you though.
Had to, dog. So this game's a 4. Oh, got me.
I got you. You're doing really good.
Got him.
You killed me. See, I knew it was fun.
Oh.
Oh no. Sorry, Daddy. Oh, I missed. Oh god. Dang it, I missed again. On your tail. I got you.
Ah.
I got another person. Dang it. That guy. Oh my god.
Cross the map, son. It's not going to up. It's not going to take up. They're coming back now.
I got him when he least expected it.
Coming back now. That was a good one, damn man.
That was good. But then I got it.
That was a good one. I like that one.
There's bots in here. Not a lot of people join the game. I still can't believe I'm in first. Uh-oh. He's on my tail because no. No, it's bad. You're not seeing him. Oh my god. People are dying left and right. Trell's back on my tail. Oh my god.
Oh no, he's going! Bro was trying to melee me! It ain't bad. It ain't bad. Just like that? Just like that? I headshotted 2 of you guys in midair.
Dang it! Trell's really good.
Hey, I don't know how he's getting so many. I'm killing people pretty fast when I see them. Yeah, it must be like the bots. The bots are just seeing each other a lot. Like, how is he getting so many kills? I'm banging people.
If you check the menu, there's only like 5 people. Even though it's supposed to be a lot of people. So once there's a specific amount, it stops being bots. So there's a lot of people. Dark Yellow Vest is obviously that. The name's taken. I haven't seen any boss that's killed.
Oh, that was nice. That was nice. I was on him though. I was gonna hit him if he didn't hit me. Where was he at? Behind me? Yeah, he was behind me. T-Rail's getting me, but I keep spawning by him.
I gotta keep. Oh, you're in third, Dad. You're doing good. That's why they don't think you're botting. You're like a bot or something.
No, I'm coming for it. There's only a minute left. I can't win this game. I gotta start the next game.
I sadly lost the game too. See, actually, I did win kind of. I think being on the podium as a win. Plus me seconds.
Ah. Ah! I was trying to knife him.
You can't knife him. You gotta use your secondary.
I know how to knife people. How are they just floating in the air? Same time. Oh. Ah.
I know it's hard, am I right?
I should have went to 3. Damn.
Fun zone. Oh, they already got me. Alright. You're in the same map. Gotcha. I just feel like getting a player mid-air. And I'm gonna get vengeance.
See, that's crazy. He's got 9.
Hi, Dang. Oh, dang it!
Yeah, that's crazy. I am like, you have no idea how fast and how many people I'm killing. And he's like still beating me. It's like crazy. That's why I'm like, it's crazy how good is he?
That's why I play a lot of Roblox shooter games. All of the Roblox shooter games are just... Another Roblox bot. Dead. What? He's a bot. Spider-Man's not a bot. Dang, I'm done. How are you in first?
I told you, didn't I tell you? I said the next one I'm gonna try. I gotta try from the start, and then maybe I can win. And so I started trying, and now I'm doing all right.
Yeah, you're trying really good. Yeah, throw left. Sweat left.
I seen you for a second.
I'm not gonna let you see me. Now, that's a
Yeah,
bad thing.
I wouldn't let me see me either if I were you. As fast as I'm hitting people.
Especially that you got 21 kills. I'm like always on the move. I'm not letting of the W. For the life of me.
Wow, finally got killed. That was the first time I got killed. Nah, I would have dropped the nuke, technically. I would have dropped the nuke because I was 25 out. That's not a good idea.
Oh god! Not a good thing. Which is why I'm moving. I got it all!
You're lucky he was in front of you. I had to take you both out real quick. I had to. How would you just spawn there?
Yeah, I just spawned it. Big Spider-Man was so crazy. Literally, Big Spider-Man went right in front. He's like, my kill.
What happened, Damien?
Yeah, I fell off.
You're so lucky I was in the middle of reloading.
Oh, I see what's under.
I killed the person right in front of you. Yeah, that's why I was reloading, because I killed the person right in front of you. I went to shoot you and I killed him instead. If that person wasn't in front of you, you were gonna die.
Spider-Man. This guy's sacrificing. Let's just kill him.
You should have seen that shot, dude.
I didn't see it.
Come on, Damien, be the only one that gets me, dude. Come on, dude. Be the only one that gets me, dude. Come on. Once I got warmed up, it was done, dude. What happened? What happened, dude? This is just like Halo. This was a... Good. I'm happy you got me. I'm all mad, but I still got you, so I'll chalk that.
How are you on 50 kills? We have 3 minutes left.
Damien, what did I tell you? Didn't I tell you halfway through the other game? I said, oh, I'm warmed up now. It's done. What is she doing?
I've done my training for like 10 seconds. Oh, she's a bot. There's only dudes in here. Really a dude.
Spider-Man.
Big Spider-Man. Big Spider-Man's the guy that just been sacrificing himself on her. Oh, I got you!
Alright, I'm gonna start aiming for you. Since you are aiming for me. Because I'm taking everybody out but you first. Now, you've become target number uno.
Fine, then you're gonna become my number 1 target too. I forgot. Because I'm only doing it. It's kind of hard to see. Oh, I see you! Oh, I wasn't able to shoot.
Were you reloading?
Yeah. I hate reloading, but it keeps everything fair. If it wasn't reloading, I'd load it in the auto clicker. Spamming. You got snipe? Oh no! He spawns right where. He spawns right where I was. Oh god. See,
Dude, if I would have hit him with a shot like that,
can't believe I got you.
I don't think. I never 360'd on a mouse.
Oliver killed me. Oh! I can't believe I accidentally got him. I just really got him. I got killed by someone new. So,
Well, hopefully they're good. Well, how's it going, Damien?
That was legendary. That was legendary.
How's it going?
Alright, now my main goal to not die to you in these 24 seconds.
I'll teach you something that from playing shooting games a lot. Don't take a shot that you know you're gonna miss if the person is good, because all you're gonna do is alert me. Because you're gonna alert me, I'm gonna turn around, I'm gonna kill you. So what you want to do is try to take the shots so that you can kill me. That's what you want to do.
I'm right behind you.
Yeah, don't do that. No, you want to make, or I'm about to go around the corner, you'll only get one shot off. Don't even take that one shot. Run around the corner so you get more shots. So that I don't turn around and wait for you around the corner. One of the things that you don't do in shooting games is chase. You don't chase people. Because if they're good, they're just going to wait for you.
You saw me too?
Oh yeah, you guys are done. This is a really open map. I'm gonna be able to just look around like I am, and really hit you guys bad. Little Dre is good.
Yeah, Little Dre is really good.
Oh.
Kind of like you, but there's double your kills.
I wasn't even shooting about it yet.
How do you
I don't know. He's killing everybody. Yeah. Oh, Trakner. Who's Trakner?
Oh, that's a bot.
How do you know it's a bot? It's my fucking one friend's last name. Okay. Alright, this one is a lot. Oh, he's nice. I see where he's at. I see what he's doing. I see what he's doing. He's staying in the middle and free scoping. No, it's fine. I see what he was doing. Bro, was even near him. How did he knife me? How did he even knife me? Oh my God, he was right there. Oh, I couldn't kill him again. That's bullshit. No, it's not. It's not bullshit. Ah, okay. Oh, I missed. Go one. Oh, it was a good one. Yeah, me and Lil Dre kill each other a lot. He's killing me more. Yeah. Well, he's got the most kills. He's killing everybody.
Never mind. That was just a little bot.
Oh, I missed. Got him. Got him.
You got me, good. Let's see now. I'm gonna keep running. Slow second. Alarmingly good at this. Successfully, you're all good at you're good at kills in a minute. Wait, who's this hunter?
Alright, me.
You died one?
I just did right that second. But I was the 101, apparently.
I feel like you would have to be boss fail.
Oh, he left. He just left. He got 102 and left. Why? I probably could have done it too. If I played longer and got more warmed up. You should see my screen, Damien. Look at how I'm shooting people. Just watch for a second.
Oh, you're using that too.
Look, watch. You see him talking? I'm ding, ding, ding.
2 kills already? He joined in like 10 seconds. I can't believe he already.
Oh, what?
And the doggy's good at this. Doggy's good. Doggy's good.
Got him.
Oh, he's good at this. He killed you twice.
Yeah.
Ooh, popsicle.
Oh yeah, it's melting. Yeah, could you put that back in the freezer? Or if you want to eat it, go ahead.
What? No.
Why, it's
I
melted?
never eat it.
Okay, go ahead then. Alright.
I'm not eating it.
Alright. Alright. Okay, we're done with Roblox for now. That was actually, it was pretty fun. Some of the Roblox games are pretty fun. Go back to Dota. Help Damien open that up in a second.
Could you please help me open this up?
Yeah, before you exploit everything everywhere by the computer.
Yes.
Okay, it melted a lot. Why you would grab it from right there is beyond me. This part just fell off. Let me get you a plate or something. Oh my god.
I know, it melts a lot. I'm sorry, but I can't control the...
No, you're fine.
Oh yeah, this is melting a lot. When am I gonna turn the temperature down? I feel like this is uneatable.
Alright, when did you start out, dude? Just put it in the sink. I was thinking that was gonna end up happening. It was gonna be uneatable.
I feel like I'm carrying butter.
They're still in a game. I don't even know what other game I want to play. If I even feel like playing another game right now. Yeah, no. Think I'm gonna take it down. Relax. I don't feel like streaming. I was fucking falling asleep earlier.